Hi, I'm Niall Heaney from GulfStream Boat Sales. This is a Bayliner 265 with a Mercruiser 5-litre MPI V8 engine. It comes complete with a trailer and it's in immaculate condition throughout. These boats are very well known for the space that they have on board. It's 9 foot 5 inches wide and it's a proper 6-berth cruiser, and they managed to pack that all into a 27-foot hull. So we're going to take a close look around this boat. We're going to show you just how good the condition is. We're going to put it in the water and run it for you and try and give you an idea of whether this might be the right boat for you. There's a little bit of a story behind this boat. It was built in 2004, but it was bought brand new in 2009. It was one of a group of boats that Brunswick had mothballed in various production facilities around the US, and whenever they were restructuring their business in 2008, they closed down a lot of factories and sold off a bunch of boats at the time. So although the hull was produced in 2004, the boat was never put in the water, and it was sold as a brand new boat, complete with warranties, by an official UK Bayliner dealer back in 2009 to the current owner. So it's only had one owner from new. The boat's only been in the water since 2009, but the hull number says 2004. But you'll see as we go through the boat that the condition and everything reflects the 2009 date. The condition is fantastic. Starting with the exterior, the gel coat is like brand new. The hull is completely unmarked. The rub rail is unmarked. All the rails are in perfect condition, and the boat just generally presents like a 1 or 2 year old boat. The condition really is fantastic. Another thing to bear in mind is the boat was only ever used in fresh water, so there's no corrosion anywhere on board, and yeah, it just makes it look that much better again. So coming down along this side, the hull's in great shape. We get a couple of little small marks here on the gel coat, just from obviously a little bit of berthing damage, but that is the only damage that I've been able to find anywhere around the whole boat. All the cleats, all the hardware, everything's perfect. The starboard side then looks just as good. A really nice shine of the gel coat, no major damage that I can find. The rub rail's perfect on this side as well. The boat looks fantastic. If we take a look at the hull bottom, the boat's only ever been kept in fresh water, like I said, and the owner didn't bother anti-fouling the boat, so you do get this little growth over the course of the season. Now we've cleaned it off, just the front of the hull, just to show you that it is the original factory gel coat finish, but it would just take a little bit more work just to clean the hull. I would probably recommend a boat this size. I would recommend you get it anti-fouled anyway. It's easier to keep, easier to clean at the end of the season as well. But this boat, if you wanted to keep it on the trailer and just launch and recover and get it back to like that factory fresh look, it'd be relatively easy just to get that cleaned off, and you can bring it back to the original gel coat finish. The boat is fitted with a Mercruiser 5-litre MPI engine, so that's the multi-point fuel injected one. It makes 260 horsepower, and it's matched up to the Mercruiser Bravo 3 stern drive. So that's the dual prop leg, which means that it gets the boat up on the plane quicker, and it also tracks a lot better at slow speed. So if you're tootling around the marina, you don't have to keep sawing away at the steering wheel, you get it to go in a straight line. The boat's also got a couple of trim tabs fitted there as well. It's a nice clean transom on the boat. We've got an integrated swim platform that's about 18 inches wide, or 18 inches deep, and it's the full width of the boat. We've got a 3-step stainless steel boarding ladder, and we've got various stainless steel handrails and things, and we've also got a couple of fender baskets on the transom as well to keep your fenders out of the way. So yeah, condition wise, everything back here is perfect. The stern quarters, which are a really common area of damage on boats like this, are totally unmarked. The rub rails are perfect, so that's a really good sign. So we come through this lockable transom gate into what is a very spacious cockpit. Immediately you start to see the benefit of the beam on this boat. So at 9 foot 5 inches wide, it's a good foot wider than your standard American built sports cruiser, and that extra foot really makes a big difference. So the cockpit's entirely single level. We've got this table arrangement at the back end. So we've got two facing benches there, and then we've got a port side lounger, and we've got a single dedicated helm seat at the front. This seating area here is big enough to accommodate 4 adults around this table, which again is a good size. Normally you get little small round tables, they're a bit of a waste of space, but this is actually a pretty decent table. You can eat off it no problem. If you want to use this area at the back of the boat for fishing or something, you can remove the table, you can fold this back seat totally flush. You can see from the pictures, this folds totally flush with the transom, and then you can lift the carpets. The carpets are snap-in, removable ones, so you can lift the carpets, and then you've got a totally clear area at the back of the boat for fishing off, or if people are swimming off the back of the boat, you can keep this as like a wet area of the cockpit, and it makes the cockpit really versatile space to use. With the boat underway, if you're not using the seating area at the back of the cockpit, you can fold this seat rest backwards, and then that opens up this port side lounger, so you got this forward facing bench and then this lounger seat on the port side. So that's a great place to sit, because you can get in below the windscreen. You're not getting buffeted by the wind. If you've got kids or anything, it's a great place. They can stand and look out and see where they're going. And then you've got the helm position here, just opposite. I just want to point out the condition of everything in the cockpit. It is really of the highest order. All the upholstery is completely unmarked. There's no tears, there's no stitches separating, there's no excessive wear anywhere. The carpets themselves, I think we took them out of the packet. The current owner doesn't, as a general rule, use the carpets. He just walks on the non-skid deck. So the carpets are literally like brand new. The covers as well, you'll notice we've just left the covers up here to show you the extent of them, but the full camper canvas covers with the extended aft section as well. So you get a vertical curtain at the stern of the boat. You've also got 2 sets of curtains on either side and a full isinglass section at the front. So you can fully enclose the cockpit, and you can use all the space out here, and you don't lose any headroom at all because it has such a big bimini top. They're in great shape. In addition to that, there's also a flat tonneau cover that just goes from over the front of the windscreen at this level to the stern. So that's a great to have if you're towing the boat on the road, or if you're storing it over the winter and things, and you want to keep the camper covers in good shape. Again, that tonneau cover has literally never been on the boat. It's still in the packet downstairs in the aft cabin. So the condition up here is really, really excellent. And everything's working as it should. We've got these little cockpit lights, they're all working, the stereo speakers are working, we've got a transom shower there. It's in great shape here. The boat has a nice command and helm position. We're sitting at a decent height, low enough that I can still see through the screen whenever I'm underway, but elevated enough that we've got good visibility around the sides and over the back of the boat. So we've got this sports style steering wheel which ties in quite nicely with the blue dash. This boat's totally standard in terms of all this equipment, so we've got a full range of instrumentation to keep an eye on the 5-litre Mercruiser engine. We've got a digital depth gauge there. We've also got all our switch gear for our 12-volt systems below the dash, and then we've got this big blank area for mounting electronics. So if you wanted to put a GPS in there, or a fish finder, or a VHF radio, that's totally clear. This is the way the boat would have came to the factory, and because it was a freshwater boat that's only ever been used in Lough Erne, in Fermanagh in Ireland, the owners just hasn't really had any requirement for electronics. All the equipment here is in perfect working order. We've got forward and aft bilge pumps, we've got an engine blower, we've got the digital depth sounder, we've got cockpit lights, navigation lights, and then we've got the controls for the trim tabs on the back. We've also got this decent sized wiper on the starboard side screen, so you can gives you a clear view out whenever it's raining. So everything is totally in working order, just as it should, and the condition is perfect again. The throttle lever then is conveniently placed just at my right hand, and there's like a little shelf you can rest your arm on whenever you're underway. I just want to quickly show you the CE plate on the boat as well. So that's CE certified. It is a genuine UK boat and it's rated for 10 people. The access into the engine bay is straightforward. You don't have to remove any seats or anything. It helps if you take out the table there, but that's it. And it just lifts up on a couple of gas assist struts. I apologise, it is a little bit dark in there just because we do the bimini top up, but hopefully you can get a good enough look around. It's a Mercruiser 5 litre MPI. That's the multi-point fuel injected one, and it's turnkey start. It's a really refined engine. It's got a full Guardian system on it that monitors oil pressures and temperatures and things, and there's a warning system up the helm if it detects anything that's out of spec. This one is in extremely good condition. It's got 196 hours on the clock. We've plugged in the laptop to it today, and we've downloaded the engine runtime report, which shows 196 hours on it. The majority of that has been spent at idle or close to it. There's very few hours up at maximum RPM, which shows that the engine's been well cared for and looked after, hasn't been abused, and there's no faults on it either. The fault history is clear. So we're going to put those PDFs of those reports up on the listing as well. Condition-wise, it looks perfect. Again, like I said, because it's fresh water, there's no corrosion or anything in there, and it just looks really, really straight. So we've got twin batteries in this boat as well, for house battery and engine battery. We've got a fresh water tanks in there. We've got a calorifier as well to give you hot and cold water, and whenever you're hooked up to shore power. And we've got a holding tank and macerator in there also for the toilet system. access out onto the foredeck is via these molded in steps and this walk-through area on the dash. So the windscreen opens in the centre. All the walk surfaces are molded non-skid. You can get down to the anchor nice and safely. We've got high rails around the foredeck there as well. We've got a couple of baskets for storing fenders, again up out of the way. So whether you're going out there to drop anchor or to moor the boat, or even you just want to go out and sunbathe out there, it's a decent, usable space, and you should be safe whenever you're out there. Again, just looking at this dash molding and stuff, you know, it's still got a really nice deep shine to it. There's no evidence of any fading or any wear on it, and again, just, you know, the conditions fantastic up here, as is the windscreen, and everything really is top notch. Access down into the cabin then is through this split folding door. So the top hinges up out of the way. We just fold the door section over. We've got 3 steps then down into the cabin. The cabin is really where this boat comes into its own. I don't know of any other 26 or 27 foot sports cruiser that has as much room in the cabin as this Bayliner 265. It did become the 275 in the next production year in 2005. So if you're looking around online, the Bayliner 265 and the Bayliner 275 are the same boat. But the cabin here is fantastic. Again, it's purely because the boat's so wide. At 9 foot 5 inches, it's a good foot wider than any other equivalent sports cruiser. And the benefit of that is that you get this permanent table dinette arrangement here over on the starboard side that can stay up the whole time, and it doesn't interfere with the galley, and you've also got a fixed double bed up behind it here. For a 26 foot boat, the galley on this is huge. We've got loads of countertop space. It even goes up around the corner there. We've got a really big stainless steel sink with hot and cold running water. We've got a single burner gas and electric hob here. We've got a microwave oven, we've got storage behind it, and we've got 3 big presses underneath, which there are loads of room in those presses, much bigger than you would find on any equivalent sized boat. We've also got a little run of drawers underneath the sink here. And then our refrigerator just lives underneath the dinette seat. So it's a standard dual voltage fridge, which is a good size, and it's over out of the way. It means it frees up cupboard space underneath the countertop. So this galley is perfect for going away for extended trips, you know, 3 or 4 nights on board. It'll easily carry all your gear, your food and provisions for your trip away. We've got our stereo down here as well. It's in perfect working order. Speakers and stuff are all working. And we've got our switch panel here for our 240 volt system. So we're plugged into shore power at the minute. We've got a battery charger, it runs the microwave, and various different bits and pieces of equipment. You've got 240 volt outlets there as well. Another benefit of the wide beam on this boat is that you get a nice wide entry into the aft cabin area. So it's separated by a curtain from the main cabin. We've got a port light there to let a bit of natural light in here. We've also got reading lights over the head of the bed. It's a decent sized double berth. There's another reading light down the bottom, and there's storage at both ends. There's a big locker there at the bottom of the bed. We've also got storage behind the headboard here as well. Easy access with a little shelf for keeping odds and ends. So this is a really good sized aft cabin, and it's all in perfect condition. So in addition to the fixed double bed in the aft cabin, we've also got this double up here. So this piece removes. We've got a double bed that sort of runs at an angle across the bow of the boat, and then this dinette, the table drops down, and there's infill cushions. Actually, these seat back cushions fill in this table area and gives us a third double bed. Now this one's probably for kids realistically, but the aft cabin will accommodate 2 adults no problem. Out here will accommodate 2 adults no problem. And then you've got those extra 2 beds, so you've got a genuine 6 berth boat in a 27 foot hull, which is, like I said, it's the only boat I've come across that does this or does it so well. And if one of your concerns is about getting enough sleeping accommodation for, you know, 5 or 6 people in a boat that's still manageable to own and use, then this Bayliner 265 is definitely one you should be taking a look at. So it's always been one of the most popular features of this boat, and you can see why. Condition wise in here, this one's perfect. It looks like it's been almost unused. There's still plastic on some of the mattresses, up the cushions up in the front, and also I think the plastic's on the mattress in the aft berth as well. One other thing that makes these Bayliner cabins work so well are these eye level windows. So not only do they make the cabins really bright, much brighter than a standard sports cruiser cabin, but it also means that you can see out. So if you're standing preparing food at the galley, or if you're sitting at the dinette, even whenever you're underway, you can keep your eye on the horizon. That means you don't get seasick in here or claustrophobic, and it means that these cabins become a space that you can genuinely use during the day, or whenever you're off underway. The kids can sit down in here, they can do colouring in or whatever. You can sit in your laptop, and it's a nice space to spend some time. The heads compartment too is a pretty decent size. We've got a pump out Jabsco toilet. We've got a little sink with a pull out shower head. Mounts up there so you can shower in here as well. There's handrails, there's a towel rail. The whole unit is lined and drained, and it's it's good size. Opening port light there as well for ventilation. This Magic Tilt American built trailer comes with the boat. It's in very good shape. The wheel bearings are perfect. It's a float on, float off trailer, so it's pretty easy to launch and recover the boat onto it at a slipway, and it's a really good feature to have. It's included in the price. Having a trailer for a boat like this is always a good thing, because not only can you transport it about more easily, but you're not at the mercy of the yards for storage costs and for lift in and lift out fees. So yeah, it's one thing that the buyers usually look for on a boat of this size, and this boat ticks that box. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of the condition that this Bayliner 265 is in. I really like these boats. I always have done. I think that the extra beam that you get, that 9-foot 5-inch beam, really does make all the difference in terms of the accommodation on board. The cabin's fantastic. It is a genuine 6-berth boat. It's got a really spacious cockpit up here. This one is in totally immaculate condition. From the engine bay through to the cabin to the cockpit to the covers, everything's perfect. And it's also got the added benefit that it's on a trailer, and she's got all the camper covers as well as the tonneau cover. Really, she doesn't need anything more. If you're going to use it in coastal waters, you're probably going to want to get the boat anti-fouled and put some electronics in it perhaps, but apart from that, it's like a blank canvas. Although the boat was built in 2004, it was only used from 2009 onwards, and it really looks the case. The boat presents like a 1 or 2 year old boat. I can guarantee you, if you do come and have a look at it, you will be impressed by it. So yeah, if you're interested, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Just give me a call or drop me an email, or you can fill out our callback request form and I'll give you a shout whenever it's convenient. So thanks for watching.